What's going on, everybody? It's Josh Engleman here for The Process. We are back for week number 2. Exciting times in these DFS streets. Hit that like button before we do anything. Before we get this one started, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. And if you're watching this today on June 13th, which I hope that you are, tune in tonight for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Myself and Laffy breaking everything down on playback. We're going to watch the game. You watch it with us. We all see the same thing. You really can't beat it. We'll have links posted on either my Twitter, Laffy's Twitter, and the Awesemo_com Twitter. I also need to give a shout out to PrizePicks for being the presenting sponsor of this video series. You can get $100 as a match deposit on your first deposit at PrizePicks if you use the promo code Awesemo. Peep the banner. It's like, I don't know. I can't point that far, but you guys get it. You know where it is. It's at the top of the screen. It's at the bottom of the screen. There's a link in the description of this video. So the first thing that I wanted to do today is a review. Where do we stand since we started last week? And that is what I have up here now. I loaded in my results to Roto Tracker, set the cutoff date for Monday of last week so that we could break it all down. But through the first week of everything that we're looking at, no complaints here. Small positive ROI. 37% of entries have been in the money. Not that that's something that I pay very close attention to. We're going to look at these things in a little bit. But of the $590 we put out, we have also brought in an extra $43.35. Now, this is happening in very different ways. And I will say, we're going to look at the MMA contest that we got in on Friday. We took a beating in Game 4 of the NBA contest, but we've been up so much from Game 3 that we are still very, very positive in the NBA in the 2 that we've entered. MMA went quite well. We brought back 56% ROI. Have gotten clobbered so far in MLB, but we'll get there when we get there. It's no big deal right now. The first thing that we could look at quickly is going to be some of the things that I care most about in evaluation, because I don't really care about ROI. That's very dependent on where you slotted in the top 1%. So I'm going to go to the graphs section, and then we're going to go to finish position. And this is where it gets interesting. This buckets where your lineups finished in each contest and lets you know how you're doing. So top 10% lineups of all the contests that I've entered so far, I have put 17.4% of my entries. I put 30 entries into the top 10. That is not how many it should have been. The red line is basically your expectation. So as you can see, well over the expectation line for 10, 20, 30, 40. Then we start dropping down. I want to be below the line down here. I want very little shitty lineups and as many good as I can. But if we bucket it then by 5, it'll get a little bit more granular. We can look and see 13 lineups in the top 5% of contests so far. The expectation would have been, somewhere just north of 7.5. We're well over in top 10% lineups as well. All of these are checking the box over the top. But what we really want to know, the thing that I care about now, and all of these are positive. I want every single one of these bars to always be above that red line. But at the 1% level, this is where we want to pay a little bit closer attention. And don't pay close attention to there's only one 10% lineup. These are small samples. But so far, 4 lineups into the top 1% of everything that we've entered so far. The expectation would have been 2. That I like. So 2.3% of my entries are in the top 1%. That is way higher than I would ever expect. We drop it back down to basically neutral in 2%ers, but we're over in 3s, we're over in 4s. We don't have any 5 or 6s, but we're over in 7, 8, 9. I'm very happy with the first week of what we've got going, but 1% lineups, we've got 4 so far. We're ahead of schedule. That is all that I can hope for. And if you just want to see sort of which contests they were, we can go to the contest tab. We can go to the entries tab, and then I can just sort by finish. And you can see those are the 4 lineups that we have so far that finished in the top 1%. They were NBA Showdown lineups from Game 3, but that lineup profited $58. This one, $45. This one, $22. This one, $14. That is the driving factor of everything we got back. You can see we got a top 4% lineup in the UFC Haymaker. That one went well enough, but it was mostly volume of being above the cut line that got us there for UFC. But those are our top lineups right now. Again, 4 in the top 1%. I'm happy. A couple 2%ers, some 3%ers. I can't ask for anything better so far other than better luck of being in the top 1%, but I can't complain too much. So I do quickly, since I showed it all on Friday, I wanted to show where we ended up in MMA. We entered 20 lineups into the UFC Haymaker. So that was $60 to get in. I was, out of myself, Eric, Awesemo, Sean, Rinpak, and Adam, the only person to be profitable in this contest. Yay me. Didn't matter. Only got to 931st for a couple reasons, but we'll touch on it. Shout out to Eric, by the way, for getting a top 1% lineup. And we didn't do a stream for it because we didn't cover baseball on Friday. Eric won the four-seamer over the weekend, so picked up a big-time W. Great to see. My biggest issue here for MMA, I did not have the highest score at all. I did not have any Wei Lee, nor did Adam. None of us were over 25%, which is kind of a shame. Second biggest scorer was Yuri. I had him in 50% of lineups. Adam had him in everything. He also had Valentina in everything. So I had her in 90%. But the big piece, the thing that I think was most important from a value perspective, I hit Silvana Gomez Juarez. I had her in 80%. That went quite well for me. That was a really nice value option. Ultimately, I don't think it ended up mattering, but I'm not totally sure. Glover still scored quite well. Mahashate, I don't even know if I'm saying any of these names correctly. Another person that I was quite a bit over the field on. Everything was good. I just happened to miss out on Wei Lee. I would have needed more Wei Lee to get myself to the top, but the ultimate winning lineup of this bad boy got chopped 10 times. Shout the brick, by the way. Maheshate, I don't know. Jake Matthews, Yuri, Wei Lee, Jack Della Maradona, and then Silvana Gomez. Just needed a couple other pieces here. Didn't have that one. But $16 to the good. Not the only contest we got in MMA, though. We were in the counter punch. We were the most profitable counter punch lineup. It's a 4-way single entry, $40 single entry, I might add. We finished 47th, which not a top 1% lineup. Obviously, you got to be in the top 6 for that. However, still profitable. So MMA went quite well. NBA did not go quite well, that's for sure. But that is where we stand in terms of our recap. Those are our results for the first week. That's how we did in MMA. Now we just need to talk about NBA, and there was a little bit of movement here. They bumped up the pull-up jumper and the jab step to 60K prize pools. The pull-up jumper got slightly better. You can see we're just shy of 40 times your buy-in for a 1%er. But the jab step, they changed dramatically. It's now a significantly worse contest. You can see 34.6, we'll just call it 35 times your buy-in for a 1%er. The jab step in game 6, 47 times. So they made that contest worse. They made the pull-up jumper slightly better. The main takeaway here is everything else is still the same. So we're going to do the same thing that we did for game 4 and the same thing we did for game 3 and game 4. We're going to get into the 4-point play, the hot shot, and both single entry high fives. So for now, I'm going to go over there, sign up for these contests. Let's get in the 4-point play. That's the 20 max $4. That'll be $80. The rest of it will take us up to 99. And you can see balance is up to 248.85. Remember, we topped off to clean up back up to 100 for those first 2 days. That's why you see it like it is. I'm just going to put a random placeholder in there right now because clearly I'm going to be around. I'm on live before lock tonight with Laffy, and then we're doing our live stream. So you'll have plenty of time to get my thoughts on the things that I like in the game for tonight later on today when I'm doing my other shows. But for now, we're going to go ahead and pop in 19 more lineups into the 4-point play, 1 into the high five, 3 into the hot shot, 1 into the high five. That's 95 plus the 4 we already put in takes us to 99. One final thing, if there's anything else you want to see from the results, let me know. We can dig into it however you want. We can break it down by sport. We can break it down by the size of the contest, even the, days of the week we'll be able to look at as we move down the line. That's not going to be all that relevant right now. We're going to be all over the place. But as we move forward even further, you can see the rolling profit graph. down a bunch to start, way up again, then down, and then back up again. We're going to peaks and valleys. Going to be through all of this, but the big stuff matters right here. Finishing position. Just want to keep jamming in lineups at the top of contests as much as we possibly can. Schedule. Ooh, I'm punching the microphone and stuff. Not great. Schedule for the rest of the week. So tomorrow we're going to do some baseball and we're going to pick our PGA contests for the US Open for this week. That one's going to be fun. So if you're interested in golf and want to get into a major, that'll be a big one. Wednesday will likely be just baseball as best I can tell. I don't remember if there's a UFC or not. We'll get UFC lineups in later this week. We're certainly going to get game 6 of the NBA Finals. Plenty of content coming up on the process for the rest of the week, but this is where we stand right now. A very successful first week. Lineups in for game 5 of the NBA Finals. Can't ask for anything else. Sign up at PrizePicks because they are a dope sponsor. I love having them. Awesemo is the promo code. Get yourself $100. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the process today, everybody. We're back again tomorrow, breaking down PGA, breaking down the results of the NBA game tonight, and we're finding some MLB contests to get in.